Pastor, to tell me I don't deserve to be part of your church because I have a baby. I have a baby. Why half of you pastors are getting your slob on the knob by people, but it's not your wife having sex with little boys. Oh, we don't talk about that. It's okay. God can forgive you though, right? Hi guys, welcome to Tasha Reacts. Welcome to Tasha Reacts. I hope it's doing well, it's doing good in the hood, baby. I know I already wore this shirt before, but baby, I said if I'm gonna be consistent, it is what it is. Cause I don't be remembering what shirt I have on Tasha Society and then what video I have on this channel, baby. I don't be knowing. So I said, you know what, you guys, I just pre-recorded another video on my beauty channel. So I said, you know what, whatever. All right. So hi. Let me introduce myself. I'm here to introduce myself. My name is... Oh, okay. All right. Hi, my name is Tasha. I do have another channel called Tasha Society where I do beauty. Everything beauty over there. Hair, mostly hair. I'll throw makeup videos here and there, but mostly beauty. And then I do have another channel called Tasha Jean where I do story times. I have to be a little bit more consistent over there. But, just in case you guys want to follow me, okay? Let me put my disclaimer. If the person comes up to me and say, hey girl, you don't have the right to be sharing my video, I will take it down. I usually leave the person's information down in the description bar. If it's a TikTok handle, I will leave it towards the end of the video. All right? I need my phone. All right, so let's get started.
In light of recent events, I want to tell you guys a story time about how I was forced to apologize for being pregnant in front of an entire church, subsequently kicked out, and told if I came back, it would be criminal trespassing.
Yeah. Oh, what is it? I come to pray to my God and you kick me out of my church. Oh, isn't that what church is for? For you to God to forgive you for that sin. Are you Jehovah's Witness? Because I know they're big doing that. Because I had this girl that happened to her. She had to come in front of the whole church and the church had to tell her. She had to tell everyone, I'm so sorry for being pregnant. And the church announced her like, okay, but I'm going to say her name is Keisha Cole. Keisha Cole is no longer part of the church, like in front of everybody. And then they have the walk of shame. What kind of... God is a father of love. Love.
It was circa 2009. I was 18 years old, fresh out of school, about to start college, chasing behind some little boy. I say church very loosely because it was really a cult, but he had been there for like 9 years, so he was good and indoctrinated at the time. It was summertime before we started college together, and his family was always at church. So, of course, I was at church too. I joined the church and everything, and one of the requirements to join the church is you have to do an interview with the pastor and the reverend. The reverend was the pastor's wife.
Hold on. So you got to get interviewed to be part of the church. So this is a job. Do they pay you? For me to go to church and praise the Lord, I have to get interviewed by the pastor, the pastor's wife, and someone else to say, yeah, you are qualified to be part of my church. People, you don't see God, I'm not going to talk. I'm going to listen.
And they asked me if you're a virgin, and I told them straight up, no, baby, I am not. They asked me if I planned on being celibate, and I was like, not really. And let me tell y'all, from that point forward, they did not like my black ass because they had the youth unlocked. Everybody was celibate. Everybody had abstinence rings. They did not want my harlot ass in that church, but there I came. Their crowning achievement was the young man that I followed up in there. You hear me? He was a virgin at 18 years. They had him for 9 years. They were their golden child. They did not want me there, but there I was. Anyway, I snatched that young man's virginity up the second we got to school, and I got pregnant the exact same day. Now, I took a plan B, but she must have ate it because a few weeks later, baby, positive pregnancy test. We were here. We ended up telling his mother, who was also very indoctrinated with the church at the time. She ends up telling the pastor. So one day after service, a few weeks into my pregnancy, they have everybody stay except for the kids. The kids get to go to the youth ministry. They have everybody else stay. Now, for additional context, y'all have to understand, these people did not like me because I came in asking way too many questions.
Oh yeah. So okay, let me explain my life. Okay. Oh shoot. Let me explain my life. Okay. I'm gonna explain me and my life. Okay. So my family was part of the voodoo. A lot of people they do the voodoo. A lot of them they used to do the voodoo. You know, they used to serve the devil. And my mom decided she's gonna be the first generation that's gonna break the curse. She's not going to go to the devil anymore. She's going to praise the God. Okay. So we went to a church. Maybe no lie, that church. I'm kind of, I feel like I go through a lot because I'm the first generation that broke the devil, but, that's why I go through so much, that's why I meet a lot of people who serve, because even like my ex's, family who got me locked up, I found out they serve, but they use God. Baby, they used to talk about God, and then people's like, no. Like when the Haitian grown-ups found out who his family was, they go, oh, what is it? What is it? You know what I'm saying? So I didn't know, about it. But, when you serve God, you meet a lot of people that come to kind of destroy it, right? So when I went to church, I was new to the church, and we went to a church, baby, no lie, that church was the funnest church in the world. We, learned about Bible study, baby. I used to know Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy, Joshua, Judges, Ruth, 1 Samuel, 2 Samuel, So I used to know, like, I was really into church, baby. But I'm telling you, that's when I went through the most, right? And that church was a type of church we had a lot of rules. You couldn't wear wigs. You couldn't. Well, I didn't wear fake hair like that back in the day. I had a lot of hair. So you couldn't wear wigs. You couldn't wear pants. You had to cover your head when you came to church. The virginity thing was very big. Sex before marriage, living in the house with a man, all that. And if the pastor finds out that you broke the rule, especially having a baby. I remember there was this dude that used to be in the church, baby, and he used to ask the pastor a lot of questions. Like, he's like, this don't make no sense, he don't make this no sense. And the pastor couldn't stand her. Just like, and then one of the pastor dudes ended up marrying one of our youth. Well, she wasn't our youth, she was older than us, but she still was younger, and she ended up getting pregnant by the pastor, and they ended up kicking like them out. But I didn't know they got kicked out. I just never, I just found out they ended up getting married because he was significant, like, he was older than her, like, older. And, the pastor, okay, so there's two pastors. There was the woman pastor, who her husband was part of the church, and then he ended up cheating with someone in the church, and then the wife took over the church. And then the guy who's in charge, that new guy, got promoted up, right? So he used to preach all the time, baby. He used to talk about people, sleeping with people. When the woman pastor found out about him, she was strict as shit, though. No lie. That pastor was very determined to God. Is she not in heaven? And if she died, and I die, and I don't see her in heaven, I'm gonna call God and be like, nah, you gotta go get her, cause she went through it. You know what I'm saying? And then they shunned them. Like, it was like an unspoken thing. Like, they found out he ended up getting the girl pregnant. They forced them to get married because she was pregnant. And he preached for a little bit, but then the church started acting real funny towards them, baby. Like, church, I have so much church stories. Because that's not the only church I went to. I went to a church one time, the pastor ended up getting a girl pregnant, and they arrested him. Oh, baby, okay. No, and she was underage. All right, don't worry about it.
Why are y'all collecting tithes 3 times per service when it's the same group of people in there? Or about how y'all collected $1 million for a new church because y'all been in a storefront plaza for the last few years. You finally get the money up, and then the deal doesn't go through, and all the money is gone, and people have to re-raise the money. I was like, that feels like embezzlement. Again, they did not like me. Okay, so boom, this is after service, the kids have gone away, and they have me and homeboy stand up, and basically he tells the entire church, we have a sinner amongst us. He goes on to tell the church that I have done the highest level of sin by having premarital sex and conceiving a child, and he wants me to apologize to him.
Ooh,
the church.
She used to be a Jehovah's Witness, like godly, for real, godly, baby. And she ended up finding a boy that used to be in our school, and she ended up bang banging him. And then she ended up getting pregnant, right? And when she was telling me like stories, mind you, she was older. Like we was gone, like far gone, right? But she ended up messing with a guy that went to my school, but she went to a different school. So okay, so before people like, there was nobody in our school that got her eye. Okay, but she ended up going to our school. She had, the boy was in his school, she was in her own school, and she said that she was part of the church, and she was older, all right, and her and the guy ended up bang chicka bang banging, and she ended up getting pregnant, and the pastor stopped the service and told her and the whole family to stand. So whoever she represents with the family to stand. They went up to the girl. I'm gonna say her name was Lisa, we have a sinner among us, like kind of like how she said it, and she's like, a sinner among us, Lisa, can you stand? And whoever represents Lisa stands with her, and then tells them that Lisa committed blah blah blah, and she is no longer allowed in our church, that she has to apologize to the church, and then that it was, and she said in a way it's like basically when they kicked her out, it was basically saying like, you're not protected by God anymore. I said, what is it? Let them say that to me. Baby, I would have broke everything. What is it? What? God told you to do that. That's what God said? God. They're loving God. They're God that people kill his child, that he forgive us. That God? The God that watched us crucify his son. That God. Oh, okay.
And God before everybody. Homeboy that had been to the church, he apologized. I looked at them people like they were fucking crazy for like a solid 5 minutes, because if you think I'm apologizing for creating life, apologizing to y'all, you got me fucked up. Furthermore, I didn't even know there was a sin scale while he was standing up there in his cheap polyester blend suit, Leviticus 19:19, or when his daughter was in his office giving head to the youth ministers. But that's neither here.
Exactly. And it's always the ones that's doing the bad thing. They're always doing the bad thing. They're always doing the bad thing. Always. And then you have the nerve to kick somebody out or humiliate somebody. Who are you? All of us sin in a way. Talking trash is sinning. Having sex with other youth is sinning. Stealing money is sinning. Cussing is sinning. So who are you to tell me to apologize for a sin? And if God knows my body, God knows my heart, God knows me, how you know what God's plan is for me? Maybe that baby was here to protect me from something. Who are you? Who are you, Pastor, to tell me? Who? You? Pastor, to tell me I don't deserve to be part of your church because I have a baby. I have a baby. Why? Half of you pastors are getting your slob on the knob by people, but it's not your wife. Having sex with little boys. Oh, we don't talk about that. It's okay. God can forgive you though, right?
But that's neither here nor there. Anyway, when they finally let me up out that bitch, I ran to the side of the church and I called my mother. My mother was about 45 minutes away. She got to that bitch in 20 minutes. Now, what I didn't say is while they were up there shaming me and Buddy for having a baby, they had a deacon that had 2 women pregnant at the exact same time, and they knew it when it happened, but coincidentally, he didn't get called out in the same fashion. I wonder why. Anyway, my mother came up there ready to knock shit down, but he refused to come out of the office. He literally had like his deacons creating a barrier to his office, but we was up there nutting up. I was about to call the news. It was about to be a whole situation, but we decided to just let it go because I was 18, pregnant. I had a lot going on already, but baby, it was finna be some problems. A few days later, I got a letter that said if I came up there, it would be criminal trespassing and I was no longer allowed to come because I would not follow the Lord's counsel. Anyway, because God don't play about me, their church started going downhill real fast. People started leaving left and right after this incident. You hear me? They tried to get my baby daddy to renounce the child and say that it wasn't his or what have you. He refused. They kicked him out.
What? not them making the boy a deadbeat. The poor baby. The pastor said, you know what? You don't have to take care of the baby. You don't have to take, you know what? You do not have to take care of that baby because I am the pastor. And I'm higher than God. God who gave her that baby. God that put that baby in her stomach. The same boy that was going, ooh, yeah. The same one. Why you didn't do the same consequence for him? Because he's the one who let out the fire to leave the baby, to make the baby. She's just the incubator. He let out the fire. So she's just warming up the baby. She's baking it. But you don't say nothing. I don't understand why. And I feel like a lot of pastors are like that. Like it feels like, okay, a man does it, it's an accident. A woman does it, she's evil. She is the devil. She is the devil.
He refused. They kicked him out too. At one point, they wanted me to have the child so that they could adopt my kid out to some people in the church that were infertile or some bullshit. I don't know what happened. Anyway, I had a very strong sense of self and I was very comfortable with my relationship with God. So none of that really impacted me like that to this day. But my mother still gets pissed off. She wants to catch a fade with that man to this day. She cannot stand him. They are actually still open. They actually finally did get a location. I will name drop if y'all want to know. I have so many more stories about that church. And honestly, that's not even the only church I've ever been kicked out of and told not to come back. So if y'all want to hear those stories, let me know in the comments below. Until next time, toodles. Well, hello everybody. This is the update to the story about the pastor who made me stand up before the entire church and apologize for being pregnant. And yes, I will be dropping names in this video. But first, if we're going to do a call out video, we're going to do it the right way. And we're going to make sure your anger is directed at the right place and the right people. First order of action, if you guys decide to write a review, y'all know Google will just simply take them down. So what I want you to do is, in your reviews, I want you to call the members of the church away. I want you to tell them that they are loved away from that church. I want you to tell them that they don't need that pastor to be happy. I want you to speak life into them because those are the people that's going to read those reviews. Second order of action, I want you to go to the Secretary of State's website once you find out the name of who they are, and I want you to file a complaint under the charity division. We want
Yo, she ain't playing. How old are you now? She's about that revenge. Let me explain something, okay? And I get it. But I feel like social media now is being used for like bad. You know what I'm saying? And I get it. People do you wrong. There's people that be taking out people's establishments, people's churches. I don't feel like it's that deep. You know what I'm saying? Like my baby daddies robbed me and left me homeless. And I had to forgive. You know what I'm saying? I feel as if like sometimes you gotta just let God. Because God knows. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I feel as if like God knows. God knows your heart. God knows what you do. God knows. And I always tell people, like, there's people that's more angry about my ex than me. Like, there's people that want to out him. And I'm like, you know what? You got to just let it go and move on. Everybody's like, oh, Tasha, you're better than me. Because you know what? What's the point? Because I want everyone to see the downfall. I already know I wasn't wrong at that situation. Baby, I have crazy situation. My daughter's father, I take a lot of accountability for him. Me and my daughter's father, I understand it. I even apologized to him at a point. Like, I'm so sorry. You know what I'm saying? Even when that whole situation happened, I said, yo, you know, that's how he believed me. Because he didn't believe me at first. So he's like, I already know you crazy. But like when I explained to him, he said, nah. Yeah. And other people had to say it. You know, like, it's not me, you know, but sometimes when you already play crazy, people already, they don't believe you. But sometimes you got to just let God and just watch the downfall because everybody's going to come apologize to you. Everybody's going to be like, you know what? You're wrong. You were right. You didn't deserve that. But when you're doing all that, it's just like, what's the point? They didn't experience it. You did. You know what I'm saying? You did. Now you're making all these people go after these church people for what? Why?
and I want you to file a complaint under the charity division. We want them funds investigated, y'all. This is how you make real change. We go after them pockets. These reviews are not going to stick. Google's going to take them out. But stuff like this, someone's going to follow up if enough people make noise. And last order of action, if you decide to comment on any of their social medias, I want you to be positive. I want you to call the members in. Again, speak love, light, and everything into the members so that they don't feel the need to stay beside that pastor and his wife. All right, now let's get into the story. So since I posted that video yesterday, several former members of the church have come forward and they have said they've been waiting to speak their turn. So they look forward to stitching this current video and telling their story as well. So this isn't even the end, y'all. The tea is going to keep getting hot. Now, stuff that I experienced personally, I'm just going to say, but anything that anyone else told me, I'm going to say allegedly, because I'm telling y'all they're going to send me a cease and desist. They are coming for my ass when I post this. Okay, so the name of this church is Family Life Baptist Church. They are located in Fayetteville, Georgia.
What, the Baptist church? Wow, I would not believe that. I thought it was a Jehovah Witness, because they're very big about making up stuff sometimes. So I thought it was them, you know, because I know Jehovah Witness, sometimes they're a little bit mean. There's some good Jehovah Witness people. I'm like, oh, and I tell them, I'm like, I met some other Jehovah Witness. They're a little different than you, but I don't believe in what they believe in. That's why I can't be part of their stuff. But I'm surprised Baptist church is a little bit more lenient, you know.
This is their Google page. I need y'all to make sure y'all are targeting the right place because there are multiple Family Life churches out there. The pastor's name is Alfred Lands and the wife's name is Rosemary Lands. I'm going to get into some of my own experiences because they were relatively mild in comparison to what other things people have told me. So I told you guys about how I questioned why they had a new building fund. Well, the reason I questioned that is there used to be a big picture where you could see the goal and how much money everyone had made, and every time a deal fell through with the real estate, they just started it over. So I remember asking that question out in the office. They pulled me into the office and admonished me for questioning where the money went. Another time I was walking into the church, and I guess the pastor wasn't too far behind me because a deacon came running up behind me to open the door for the pastor. They then scolded me for not opening the door for him, and I was just like,
yeah. Baby, I remember when I used to go to church, people were like, you know, especially that church I was talking about, and I tell you, I don't love any pastor like I love her. Like, because I feel like she was the realest pastor, but baby, they used to praise her hand and foot. But she used to put fear in my heart. I don't know. Even like, I don't even say her name, baby. But she is like one pastor, baby, that's seen so much potential in me. She loved me. I don't know what it was about me as a child. She sees so much potential. She always used to speak life into me. You know, even when I got older and, you know, I went through a lot, child. I had a dude try to poison, try to make me sniff perfume, and it was like a real great drug. Yeah, baby, I went through it. You know, I just went through a lot. And even as older, you know, I had a kid, my baby father's situation. Maybe I just wasn't getting it right. I just kept going through stuff. You know, sometimes when you go through so much, and it's like, damn, girl, this can't be people now. Now this has to be you. You have to take a little bit of accountability. First you had one baby daddy, now you have two baby daddies, and the second one is worse than the first. This is you now. You can't blame anybody else. But yo, when that pastor used to come, well, and the crazy thing is when I got locked up, I didn't tell you, my ex's dad's pastor helped put me in jail. Oh, I didn't tell you that. That's why I don't go to church no more. My ex's dad's pastor came to watch me go to jail. Pastor. Oh, okay. So I already have like trust issues with pastors, but I met good pastors. Like the pastor lady I was telling you about, she was one of the only pastors I knew that was a good pastor. My ex's dad's father's family's whole pastor, they all were thieves. That whole church. And I used to be like, yo, y'all don't see this pastor's not a good pastor? But it just like some people will really idolize pastors. Your pastor will come and they will run. Hi, pastor. Hi. Bowing. I don't bow. Hi, how are you? But Tasha, that's pastor. Okay. The fuck? I don't care. The pastor, when they stab him, the blood come out just like mine. I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn when you're president. I don't think I even have a celebrity I'll be starstruck for. I don't care. Nobody. I think the only celebrity was Tupac, and he dead. Because he was fine. Ooh, Tupac was fine. But after that, I don't care. Everybody, you run blood just like me. And half of these celebrities are doing social media like us regular people. The celebrity that was making money go to jail like us regular people, baby. The pastors are us regular people. They're regular people. And I think people need to stop idolizing pastors and start praying to God. And ask God, is these people of you? Because now you're following this pastor, and then you could end up going down to the hell because of who you're praising. You're not praising God. You're praising a pastor that's an idol. You're idolizing a pastor. Okay.
Just like, he's a man, and they were like, a man of God that's not allowed to touch doors. Oh. Now, remember my mother-in-law, who was fully indoctrinated at the time, she wasn't even allowed to celebrate her birthday because her birthday was on the same day as the pastor's. They did not allow her to celebrate her birthday because she had to set up his birthday every year. For 9 years, this woman did not celebrate her birthday, and they did not let her.
Hey, yo. The audacity. Yo, what's going on? Well, you know what? That's why the F is... God is showing us the F is finished. Okay? God has shown us a lot of things. A lot of fire, a lot of flood. God is showing us. And it's because of people like this. Baby, who are you? As a pastor, you're supposed to celebrate. You're supposed to celebrate the people that follow God. You are supposed to be selfless as a pastor because you're serving a God. You are representing God. When you represent God, you put yourself last. Yo, my birthday, Miss Tasha Jean, August 15th, Miss Leo, Miss All About Me. Baby, ask my exes, I am a brat. It's all about me till this day. My exes still say happy birthday to me because they know I will have a tantrum. I will put you on a hit list. You didn't say happy birthday to me, especially my baby daddies. I had babies for you. You better say happy birthday to me. What? What is it? What is it? My birthday? And don't let it be a man. I don't go to work on my birthday. It is a national holiday. This is the day that God put me on this earth, and I'm going to put a pastor before me? Baby, you're supposed to put me before you. You are a pastor. God is selfless. God does not think of himself. God thinks of us. God thinks of our well-being. So you are representing God. You're supposed to be you're supposed to be a figure of the Lord. I'm supposed to look at you and be like, yo, this pastor is so amazing that he thinks of me. Pastor, that's a pastor garbage. That's a pastor trash. And your wife don't say nothing. Well, they can't, because half of these men do whatever they want, and these wives is just like, I'm doing it. I'm a pastor wife. I'm just a stupid girl. Dummy, idiot.
Let her. If you left the church, you were immediately excommunicated. The other members were not allowed to talk to you. And members of the church were not allowed to date and or get married unless they got permission from the pastor and the reverend. I need y'all to keep in mind while I'm telling this story, these people were in a cult. And if you look up what a cult is, they were literally being brainwashed. What I experienced was not unique. Shame was a very useful weapon for them. At one point, the pastor forced this young man to come out in front of the male ministry and forced his mother to legally change his name because he felt like his mother gave him too feminine of a name. Now we're going to move into the place where I have to start saying allegedly. Allegedly, a minister there molested several young girls, so much so that he had to be fired from his place of work, and the pastor and the reverend had to come up there and defend him and somehow get that put under the rug. Again, allegedly. Allegedly, any behavior that they viewed as demonic would absolutely lead to an exorcism, and an exorcism looked like you getting beat the shit out of, and that could be for anything from being gay to misbehaving in school. Allegedly, there were ministers that touched both boys and girls. Allegedly, there was tons of embezzlement with the use of forged documents, fake bank statements.
Yeah, that's one thing. You know, the first person I seen, like, because, you know, as I was part of my ex's family hard. You know what I'm saying? Especially my ex's father. Me and his father was really close. And I would see like them like low-key, they would like scam the church and steal money and play it off and like, oh, I don't know what happened, someone robbed me, and they the one going to do the ballet. You know what ballet is? It's like gambling in Haitian culture, and they're doing the ballet, gambling the money of the Lord. And have the nerve to tell people that, oh, I'm a person of God. I'm a child of God. I'm God. And I'm like, yo, these people, like me, I know when I don't pray to God or I am in a bad path, I ain't gonna lie, I don't even call God because I know that I'm fake. And I know I'm not supposed to think like that, but I don't feel like I need to use God. God is my savior. God is a loving God. And I don't feel that he deserves to be used. That's how I think. And I know it's bad. But sometimes I'm like, all right, I know I'm astray. I'm riding like a pony on these guys. You know, I'm having fun, you know, party. Oh, I don't party. I never did. I was never a party person. But I'm just saying, I know when my heart is not for God and I'm just doing wrong. And I'm like, all right, God saved me. I even feel guilty sometimes when God takes me out of a situation and I go right back. And I'm like, dang, God, I'm so sorry. Like, I feel ashamed. I feel like people just playing with God. Playing. I know I can't be of God. Number one, I have a temper. Oh, my temper is very bad. And I don't take a lot of bullshit. I know my soul is not ready for God yet. I'm working on it and I'm learning the Lord. But people who just sit here and outright play with God, you are stealing from the Father. You guys are scamming the Lord. Using people who are basically homeless and having them tithe 10% of their income while you are driving a Mercedes Benz. You are living in a nice house. Baby, if I was a pastor, baby, I would have nothing. Because I would do everything in my power. Like, I know, God, I'm here to serve. I'm here to serve. And if it means for me to be homeless, that's my mission. My mission is to serve you and make sure my church is good. And when my church is good, then I'm good. What is it?
And tax document, all with money that was siphoned directly from their members. Again, allegedly. Now, I know I'm saying allegedly to protect myself legally, but just know I would never bring these sort of claims forward if I did not have evidence. All that said, in the last video, I got a lot of questions about why I would even join a church under false pretenses if I didn't agree with them, and also what my current relationship is with the church and spirituality and all that. And I'll do a follow-up video for that, because like I said, this video is going to be stitched by multiple members of the church. They've already come forward and said that they have something to say, so I'm going to leave that space for them. So until next time, you guys, toodles. Hey y'all, so I just wanted to pop in and clear up some confusion. I am not the young lady that's currently going viral for her pastor forcing her to apologize in front of the church. We just have a very similar story, and her story inspired me to share mine. I'm currently going on 34. The young lady in that story was 15, and hers happened a couple of days ago. Mine happened several years ago when I was 18 years old, and the baby in question from my story is almost 15 herself. Church in my story is still up to their same old hijinks all these years later. They are still ruining lives, so they deserve everything that's coming to them. I don't care that they're being conflated with another pastor that does the same shit, because they're both the worst kind of people. Anyway, I still have videos coming about my current relationship with church, my current spirituality, all that fun stuff, but I just want to go pop in and clarify that for you guys. But until next time, toodles. Okay, so many of you have asked what my relationship is with churches and spirituality in general ever since that pastor made me stand up before everybody and apologize for being pregnant when I was 18. Again, I am not the same young lady that is currently going viral for the exact same thing. This is just a very common occurrence, and her story coming out inspired me to tell mine. Anyway, so to fully understand my relationship with the church and religion in general, you have to understand that I went to the same church from the age of 4 years old to 17. I was a Brownie Girl Scout at my church, and my family went quite regularly. That said, I was raised very spiritually open. I was allowed to have whatever religion or spiritual experience I wanted to have. Simply because we went to church did not mean that I had to be Christian. I would also often go to the mosque with my grandfather. Again, very open family when it comes to spirituality. That said, the church that I attended my whole life was absolutely amazing. It was ran by a black woman by the name of Barbara King. She was a civil rights activist. She stood over 6 feet tall, and that woman was boss. My church was non-denominational, and you were welcome into our doors regardless of what your background was, regardless of your sex, regardless of your gender. You were welcome in with open arms. I absolutely never used fear tactics. There was never a conversation about hellfire, brimstone. We didn't even give any energy to the devil. We only talked about how we could incorporate God into our lives to make it better and more whole. Not only was I never reprimanded for asking questions.
Well, okay. I get it. I get, I don't judge people. Who am I? I got 2 baby daddies. But I just think in my head, you have to learn about the devil because it's part of it. Yes, it's great to learn about God and stuff, but the devil and God are kind of like, you see that you serve the God or you serve the devil. You have to learn about the devil. You have to learn how to defend yourself if the devil attacks you. You have to know how to deal with life. I feel as if the devil has to be spoken about. You have to speak about the devil. You have to. It's like, no, the devil is the devil. You know what I'm saying? Everybody has a name for the devil, and the devil, some people call him devil, some people have dibs, some people call him by saints. Devil's called by different things. Some people call them Lord, and some people call them the different things, okay? So you have to talk about them because you have to learn how to defend yourself with them. You have to learn how to protect yourself, So I feel as if a church that don't teach you about the devil is kind of weird. Why we're not learning about the devil? We have to learn about the devil because what happens if the devil spiritually attacks you? Yes, God is amazing and God is there, but when you serve God and you're really hard for God, the devil come hard. The devil come harder. The devil like, oh yeah, you believe in a God? Oh baby, I'm gonna make your life hell. I'm gonna kill your mama. I'm gonna take your baby. I'm gonna burn your house down. I'm going to break your leg. I'm going to get you hit by a car. I'm going to have your baby daddy cheat on you. I'm going to have your husband leave you. Baby, the devil going to come. He going to break you and break you and break you. And God's going to sit back and watch. Because God wants to see if you will still praise him when you lose everything. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like you got to learn about the devil, right? No? I'm not a holy thou. Don't come at me. I'm not. But I'm just saying.
Asking questions were encouraged. We never had a new building fund, and tithes were only collected once per service, and our church was very transparent about how they were used. If we needed new carpet, they would say we need a new carpet, and then we would get new carpet. We had a bookstore in our church, and that bookstore carried every type of book of faith as well as crystals and manifesting. We had a whole class that was dedicated to the secret and the power of manifestation. My church was lit. Y'all gotta understand, this was the 90s and the early 2000s.
Did she say crystals in a church? And manifestation in church. You know what? Let me stay quiet.
Understand, this was the 90s and the early 2000s when I was having this experience. So they were progressive even by today's standards. So as you can imagine, that very open nature that I was raised in did not translate well when I got to other churches. And that is why I got so much pushback from the cult church, because I was quite literally raised in an opposite environment to how they ran their church. Again, I joined that church because I was chasing behind some boy, but also the church used to be right down the street from our college. So because he was always there, I joined. I couldn't make it to my other church because I didn't have a car. I was only 18. Okay, it's just so we get that out the way. So with all of that said, I still fully believe in churches and what churches are meant to be. I believe it is a place of community, love, God, and all the good things humans are supposed to be in one place when it is done right. And because of my experience, I know it can be done right. And you know what the kicker is, y'all? I'm not Christian to this day. I actually moved away from Christianity around when I was 14 or 15 simply because my questions a lot of people didn't have the answers to them. And then I went to go find the answers elsewhere. And as I realized, I just did not align with a lot of typical Christian values. And even with that, my church was no less of a safe space for me. I was still welcomed with open arms, still within community, still able to ask all the crazy questions that I had. And no one ever treated me poorly because of it.
And you know the crazy thing is, I'm not going to lie, right? I'm not saying she serves the devil, but I'm going to, the crystals part kind of threw me off, right? Because people who serves crystals ain't that. Anyways, anywho, I'm not gonna say nothing because I already know I'll get attacked. You know, people who not really like. I will always sit here and say to people, I had the most nicest people who served the devil. Ain't that crazy? People who used to go to church, like the people who did me the worst, like my ex's family, served God, right? And they treated me horribly. My daughter's father's mother served God and treated me horrible. But I knew this dude, and I'm not even gonna see who he is, but his mother was a devil worshiper. That lady served the devil. Devil! At nighttime, worshiping the spirit, have party and feeding the chicken and killing the chicken. But maybe that lady will give you the shirt off her back. The way that lady treated me good. And I tell people, I've been around people who serve God. And like I told people, the people that hurt me the most was the God people. The people who said, I believe in the Lord. But the people who serve the devil treated me the best. Isn't that crazy? And that's why I noticed why the devil kind of gets a lot of people. That's why a lot of people leave from God, because the devil's action, and I'm not saying all of them are, go to the devil, nah, but a lot of people who serve the devil have good hearts. They still have good intentions. They just serve a spirit. That's not very good. That's not very good. But I noticed my interaction with people who serve crystals and manifestation and do whatever, because I know a lot of people do all that. People who serve Buddha and serve whatever they serve, and serve a cow and serve a cat, whatever you serve. I don't give a damn. It's not my business. Who am I? I got 2 baby daddies. I ain't here to judge you. But I'm just saying, those are the kindest people to me. The kindest people that will give me their shirt off their back when I lost everything was not people who was going to church all the time. It was the people who served the devil that gave me resources, gave me money, made sure me and my kids were good when my son's father took everything from us. Not the church people. It was the devil. So I get now, like, why a lot of people are going to the devil, because a lot of church people, it's like they try to project this perfect life in you that you're not. You're not perfect. You're gonna do mistakes. You're gonna do bad things. It's life. And as a person who goes to church, instead of shunning me, why don't you teach me how to be of the Lord? Why don't you teach me what love is? Because just by you talking, your actions should make me be like, dang, I want to be just like Pastor Michael. I'm just making up. I want to be just like them. I want to love God wholeheartedly.
Because of it. Okay, I've quite literally never felt like I needed church to have access to God. I feel like I got a direct line. I didn't necessarily need church as a middleman. I felt like church was an amplifier, not a communication device. All of that said, my personal relationship with God these days is amazing. I don't go by anybody's book. We be winging it, but we're locked in. Anyway, I think that answered most of the questions I saw, but if you have any more, please let me know in the comments. Until next time, toodles.
Well, check her out. You know what I'm saying? I think she's going to have more stories, and other people are going to have stories. Maybe I understand. I believe her 100%. I believe her 100%. Church, I just feel like churches has to do better. I feel like this should be a place where you care, you know. But anywho, who am I? Okay? I hope you guys enjoyed this story time. Maybe I think I wore this shirt before, but if I didn't, I don't give a damn, okay? I'm trying to be as consistent as I can. I'm trying to be consistent, okay? Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.
DJ Skylar, DJ Steven.